Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a masterclass for Bardock. We're gonna break down some more advanced techniques, some combos, some mix-up tech, things that the community has been figuring out a week after the launch of these brand new characters. We've already released the Broly masterclass. If you want to watch it, check the card up there. And with that, let's get to it. If this is your first Bardock video, you might want to start with something a bit more basic. I did a breakdown as soon as the character came out. Click the card up here, check out the character breakdown. But for the rest of you, let's talk Bardock. Alright, starting with his combos, his BNB should be something like this. Couple of unique things about this Bardock BNB that you might want to get used to. First of all, his medium attack in the air is 2 kicks, so that might mess with your timing. Go practice it at home. Make sure you don't drop combos. Next, you might have noticed that I'm doing first medium and then light attack in the air, and the reason for that is because his medium attack loses a lot of height over the 2 kicks, so it's a lot easier to drop a combo if you go light medium than if you go medium light. If you are dropping combos anyway because your muscle memory is getting in the way, by all means just do light medium. It deals the exact same damage. But if you want to practice this character, I would recommend starting to get used to medium light, medium light. At the end of the combo, we finish with a spinning move. I'm gonna call that the Beyblade, and that puts the opponent into a slide knockdown, which then you can finish any way you like. If you're only going to spend the 1 bar at the end of the combo, I recommend going for the Riot Javelin, the Ki Blast, because it will deal more damage than the Saiyan Spirit. Even though if you do it raw, Saiyan Spirit actually deals more damage than the Riot Javelin. 72 points of damage. It's not that much, but in a combo, it seems that the Riot Javelin scales a lot better. So if you're only going to spend 1 bar of meter, do it with a Javelin. Of course, if you're going to spend 2 bars of meter, you know what to do. Now, if you want to get even crazier, then Saiyan Spirit is also very good, because with an assist, it's actually very easy to combo after Saiyan Spirit. So you can start pulling off some crazier combos like this. Next up, for Vanish combos, his auto combo is so good, and it's because of his second attack in the auto combo. That downwards punch just puts the enemy right where you want him, and you can go from that to a low medium, standing medium, and from there you do whatever you want, or you can just let the auto combo go, because that will give you another launcher after the Vanish wall bounce, which is useful to extend stuff. Usually, I will personally let the auto combo extend itself. So far, I haven't seen any significant damage done from something more complex. Feel free to finish with the Beyblade move again, though this time it will not cause a hard knockdown, or a slide knockdown actually. That's the correct term. Basically, the Beyblade move in the air works like a heavy attack. If you don't have a launcher before it, you will not cause a slide knockdown. For instance, if I just do this move right here, no slide knockdown. But if I do this move after a launcher, slide knockdown. Same thing for the heavy attack. If you just do a heavy attack right here, no slide knockdown. But if you do a launcher first, slide knockdown. The Beyblade in the air works exactly the same. Now notice that I did say in the air, because if you do it on the ground, slide knockdown, no problem. Fortunately, there is a workaround. It does cost you 1 bar of meter though. That's right, the heavy attack version of the Beyblade will always put the opponent into a hard knockdown. So if you want to be safe, if you want to come down safe, you just spend a bar of meter. The opponent won't be able to react right away to your descent. And from there, you can launch a super if you want to, but if all you want to do is launch a super, you actually don't need to spend a bar on the heavy version of the Beyblade, because the medium attack version of the Beyblade can be cancelled into a super. Now, you do have to be fast. You cannot let the move end, because as soon as Bardock punches the opponent downwards, your super will no longer connect. You have to cancel it right away. And again, the Javelin scales better than the Saiyan Spirit, so if you're only going to spend 1 bar of meter, do the Javelin. Now, you may have noticed that I started the Vanish combo with his fast spear. There's a reason for that. Now, usually people will start Vanish combos with ranged attacks. Bardock doesn't have a lot of ranged attacks. He has this Ki Blast. You can start from here if you want to. But chances are you won't be using this move a lot, because it's really weak. This one is your go-to move from ranged. Even for mobility in the air, this is really, really good. And fun fact, beams can actually be punished by this after you block them. So for instance, if you block the Kamehameha from Goku, now, this fast spear obviously doesn't reach all the way across the screen. It has a limited range, but it's pretty good range. Next up, let's talk about the corner. Now, his mid-screen BNB, how much damage did it deal again? Alright, 41. 4100. See if we can do something else in the corner. Alright, we got 300 damage out of that. No slide knockdown on this one, but also no meter spent. Make sure you're ready to follow up after you do the Beyblade. We're going to talk about pressure and mix-up a little further ahead, but you can apply some pressure right away by doing something like this. What you saw there was this attack, the medium attack. Medium attack is 2 kicks. It works as you're falling to land an overhead strike. Or you can do like most characters and just do a heavy while falling down. Now, if you want to spend a meter, you can always use the heavy version of the Beyblade move. You do build 1 bar of meter while doing this corner combo, so you will always have 1 bar of meter at the end of it, and that provides you with a safe descent. Now, using kind of the same startup, you can actually combo into a Dragon Rush. What you need to do is do a jump cancel before you do the dive punch. So by gaining some height before that dive punch, you will actually stay in the air after the dive punch, and you can catch the opponent bouncing into a Dragon Rush. Easy combo to force a snapback. Next, let's get Frieza blocking and start talking about some pressure and mix-up stuff. Alright, first things first, you're gonna get your normal progression, your lights, your medium, your heavy, your special if you want to. You're gonna start throwing some spears, and the spears need to be covered by your assist. But what you'll see a lot of players doing as well is throwing the Beyblade while on the ground. And that is because the last hit of the Beyblade is an overhead, so if the opponent is crouching, he's gonna get hit by the last one. Now that is fairly basic, it's easy to react to at intermediate and, pro levels. So that will not work forever. So after you're used to incorporating this, but also expecting it not to hit, you're gonna start incorporating stuff like this. The Sucker Punch! Now the thing about the Sucker Punch is, yes, it has some activation time, but it is plus on block. What that means is, if the opponent blocks, you can keep attacking before the opponent is able to get out of that block stun. Even the non-charged version is plus on block. So it is easy for an opponent that is not so familiar with Broly to fall into the trap of trying to punish you after you use your Sucker Punch ability. Now there is a bit of a startup animation, and if you want to be safe while doing it, you're going to cover it with an assist. But make sure the assist comes out a bit sooner than that, just so it looks like you're really opened up after you use the Sucker Punch. Otherwise, they might see that the assist is still covering you. A lot of players will fall for that. If you are blocking against a Bardock, do not react after the Sucker Punch. Do not. Keep blocking. It's a trap. But now let's get to the juicy stuff. The uppercut. This is so good for pressure, and block strings and mix up, because this puts you in the air, and from here you can go anywhere you want. Now, it is super unsafe to do this and try to follow up with anything else, so make sure you have an assist covering you, something like... But for the rest of this video, I'm not going to use assists to cover me, so you can more clearly see what's going on, what is Bardock doing, what are your options. In a real match, make sure the assist covers you. Here, we're not going to use assists because otherwise there's too much stuff going on screen, and I want everyone to understand what is going on exactly. Alright, so this move on its own, it crosses up to the opponent's back, and from here you can attack if you have an assist covering you. It will take a while for it to be able to do that, but it's pretty fast. You can also do a double cross-up by crossing up to the other side and dashing back. But if you do a single cross-up, you'll notice that Bardock doesn't turn around immediately. If you try to press the heavy attack button after the cross-up, Bardock takes a while to just turn around. He actually keeps attacking in front of him, and the recovery is so terribly long. There's actually a hidden mechanic here that not a lot of people will tell you about. You do this move by doing quarter circle forward and the medium attack, right? If instead of that, you do quarter circle forward and then press up, and then medium, Bardock will turn around much faster. And this is what allows you to do some cool cross-up moves. So first of all, practice this motion. You can tell if you got it or not if Bardock turns around as he's landing on the ground. But if he first lands and then turns around, then you've got it wrong. And this is what allows you to air dash after the cross-up back into Frieza's face. Without this move, you won't be able to do something like that. Or you will, but you will actually dash backwards and still kick forwards. Now, this will work if you call an assist and do this, but if you're in the middle of a block string yourself with Bardock, it actually doesn't matter if you do the whole half circle up or if you just do the normal input. It will actually be the same. Also very important to note is where you put this move in your block string. If you put it after a light attack, you will notice that Bardock will put some distance between his enemy and himself. And now there's a space between them. But if he does a medium attack, Bardock is moving forwards and he ends up glued to the opponent. So if you do this uppercut after a light, you will land close to Nappa. If you do this after a medium, you will land far away from Nappa. This is important to know before you do it, so take it to practice and see what you're comfortable with. A heavy attack will also put Nappa pretty far away from you, so instead of using light, because you want to do a longer block string, you want to do light, like this backdash, maybe it doesn't hit anymore if you're trying to use the medium attack as the overhead. But if you try to use the heavy, now that works. It's important to know these details because the distance from Bardock to the enemy, from the last attack you used before the uppercut, that's gonna influence the attack that you can then deliver after the uppercut. After that, get crazy. You can do a cross-up into a low right away. You can do the double cross-up that we already talked about. A bit harder if you do it with a heavy attack, but if you come off a medium, much easier. Now let's not forget his jumping medium. His jumping medium has 2 kicks. It's very meaty. If you're trying to catch an opponent that's about to get up, that's a very safe way of doing it. On standing opponents, especially taller characters, you can usually hit them twice before hitting the ground with both medium kicks. You can also go light medium if you want. In the corner, you can also use his fast lance in the air for a second overhead attack. And Bardock's super fast, so going up and down, it's really easy for him. Finally, at the cost of 1 bar of meter, but personally I don't think it's worth doing this. You can do a fast lance, and this will always cross up to the opponent's back, even if they are blocking. So, with a cover of an assist, it can be enough to throw them off their game. But when you have a free option with this spear, I think you can do better. This is also a bit more ambiguous, because you don't know if he's gonna come back, you don't know if he's gonna try an overhead or go low right away. It's so much better in my opinion, but hey, do what you feel comfortable doing. Now, we didn't talk too much about team synergy, and that's because Bardock pretty much works with anyone. Personally, I like having him with Goku Black. I could take or leave Tien, but that's the team I'm running with right now because I'm comfortable with those characters. I really like Bardock with Goku Black, who has a beam assist, and that pushes Nappa back a little bit further. And I like that because when I cross up, it puts Nappa closer to me, even if I do the medium attack version. And that makes me more comfortable when pulling this off. But really, he is super versatile and he works pretty much with any setup. As an assist, he's really, really fast as well. So any kind of character that requires a fast assist, Broly's your guy. And just because he fits so many different team comps, I don't think it's worth talking too much about team synergy. He's just good all around. But those were some tips on Bardock. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you have learned something, even if it was just a small detail. Let me know what it was, if that was the case, in the comments down below. For Broly's masterclass, click this video right here. If you're in the mood for something else, there's also the video at the bottom. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name's Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.